Hey there guys, what's happening and welcome back to our channel. When you're a first-time real estate investor, you might be desperate to purchase your first rental property and start generating income. Many novice investors make costly blunders that can cost them thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Today, we'll go through the 5 costly mistakes new real estate investors keep making. Number 5, making plans along the way. The biggest error novice investors make, according to longtime real estate investor Andy Heller, an executive with an international transportation and logistics business and co-author of Buy Even Lower, The Regular People's Guide to Real Estate Riches, is not having a strategy. She said they purchase a home because they believe they got a good bargain and then they must decide what to do with it. Heller describes this as working backward. First, you find the plan, she explains, then you find the house to fit the plan. Pick your investment model and go find a property to match that. Don't find the strategy after you find the home. According to Doug Crow, a Chicago-based real estate investor, developer, and speaker who took a break from his local real estate endeavors to work on his dream project, a private island resort in Belize, the problem is that most people look at real estate as a transaction rather than an investment strategy. Before investing in any type of real estate property, one should always have a strategy. And why should they always have a strategy in place for all of their real estate ventures? Well, to avoid wasting their own and others' time and money. Isn't that sound advice? Number 4, unaware of debt's mechanisms. Debt is commonly used by real estate speculators for 2 reasons. First off, to increase their purchasing power. Rather than investing $100,000 in a single home, financing can stretch that money farther by dividing it across multiple properties and requiring a lower down payment on each. Second, to increase profits. If an investor can borrow debt at a lower interest rate than the investment's net yield, the investment's levered return is larger than if it were paid for in cash. Although both purposes of leverage are appealing, borrowing debt comes with its own set of dangers which rookie investors should be aware of. Less experienced investors may be enticed to take out expensive loans with a higher interest rate than the investment returns. You'll have negative cash flow in this scenario since the net revenue from the real estate investment is less than the monthly loan payment. You'll have to pay money out of your pocket to make up for the difference to keep the loan current and avoid defaulting. And dealing with this kind of stuff will be difficult for any inexperienced investor. The easiest way to prevent the situation is to run the figures on a sale and be certain that the property will generate enough cash to pay down the debt. It's also crucial to have a thorough grasp of the expenditures and expenses associated with the operation and upkeep of the business. However, maintaining enough cash flow to keep up with maintenance and repair demands is one of the most difficult aspects of owning rental properties. A rented property may need maintenance and repairs from time to time, and as the owner, you'll be responsible for paying for all of them. That implies you'll need enough cash to deal with any crises that arise. Anyone new to real estate investing should understand more about debt before putting their livelihood on the line. Number 3, a scarcity of research. Before buying a vehicle or a television set, most people evaluate several models, ask a lot of questions, and attempt to figure out if what they're going to buy is worth the money or not. The due diligence required when buying a property should be even more stringent. For each sort of real estate investor, whether a private homeowner, a prospective landlord, a flipper, or a land developer, there are research considerations. Not only should a potential buyer ask a lot of questions regarding the house, but he or she should also inquire about the surrounding region or the neighborhood, because there's no charm about a lovely property located in any shady or unsafe area. The following is a list of questions that prospective investors should ask about the property. Is the property constructed near a business location, or will there be a long-term building shortly? Is the property located in a flood zone or a troublesome region, such as one with radon or termite issues? Is there a problem with the foundation or a permit that is yet to be addressed? What needs to be replaced, and what is new in the house. What's the reason behind the homeowner's decision to sell? When and how much did he or she pay for the house? Is there anything to be concerned about if you're relocating to a new town? Even if you have a lot of expertise in the market, these questions are crucial to ask since they provide a lot of information. Number 2, falling in love with a property. You'll wonder why you waited so long to get started as a real estate investor once you've gotten your feet wet. You'll now have to deal with another issue, falling in love with a property. There are 2 major blunders here. First and foremost, never delude yourself into believing that your property is performing well enough to sell or trade up because your cash flow is significantly better than what you bought it. Also, make sure that you want to be pretty involved with your property. Say you want to manage the property yourself or at least manage some renovations at the property between tenants. But if that property is 2, 3, or even 4 hours away from you, the truth is you won't be as hands-on or as involved in that rental property as you would be if it were closer to you. Yes, you could hire a property manager to manage this property for you if it's 2 to 3 hours away, but the fact is that property management will not care nearly as much about your rental property as you would do. For them, the financial rewards are insufficient to warrant the additional labor for a single property. If they agree to manage your home, they might take up to 12% or more of your rental revenue, money that you'll most likely need to fund maintenance and the mortgage. So you would never want to hire any management to look after your rental property in the first place. Number 1, paying excessively. The most common blunder made by real estate investors is overpaying for a property. Many real estate investors overlook the fact that their earnings are created when they sell rather than when they buy. Getting a good deal on a home is one way to make money in real estate. If you start with a high purchase price, your return on investment will suffer since the property will appreciate very little and you could even lose money on it. And for a first-time investor, this blunder might spell disaster. If you don't obtain a decent bargain up front, you'll have a hard time getting a reasonable return after all the expenses that come with owning real estate. When compared to other forms of investments, for example stocks, owning real estate comes with a lot of ongoing costs like maintenance, property taxes, etc. You must be especially sensitive to the purchase price, as even a significant appreciation from the purchase price to the sale price can result in a poor return. The best approach to ensure you don't do any of the above is to assemble a team of seasoned real estate specialists to hold your hand and guide you every step of the road to success. However, it's critical to understand all of the prior mistakes made by other real estate investors to avoid making the same mistakes and ending up in a bad scenario. Do you agree with our analysis? Do let us know if you have any questions in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys later in another video. Bye now!